you say there's breaking news today out of the UK because a top aide or the top aide to King Charles is leaving. And there's a very interesting reason why. This is your reporting. Tell us.
This is a huge story, Meghan, and it is being completely covered up by the mainstream media in the United Kingdom. But I'm not part of the mainstream media. I'm not part of the Royal Rota, so I can tell you what is really going on. This is a man called Sir Clive Alderton, maybe not a household name, but someone who Prince Harry derided in his autobiography Spare as the Wasp. He described him as the Wasp. That was sort of the character he gave to him. Now, he has been King Charles's closest aide for 2 decades. He has quit. He is out. He will be leaving the royal household next year. They're trying to paint this in the mainstream media, Meghan, as, oh, he's 59, he's turning 60 next year. It's time to move on. Absolute rubbish. You're young at 60 these days. Clive Alderton.
That's ridiculous.
Yeah, it's ludicrous. Clive Alderton, do you want to know the real reason he's out? Because he was trying to stop Prince Harry and Meghan Markle from returning to the British royal family. And when the king, who unfortunately, and you know, Meghan, I have huge sympathy of King Charles. He is battling terminal cancer, as I have reported. That is a terrible thing. So I understand on a human level, he wants to have a relationship with his youngest son. He wants to have a relationship with his grandchildren. But it's not about that. This is about protecting the British monarchy from 2 individuals, in Prince Harry and Meghan Markle, who want to tear it down. And Clive Alderton was doing his damnedest to try and save King Charles from himself. And he is now gone. He's likely to be replaced by a guy called Theo Rycroft, who has made it his mission in life to bring Prince Harry back. It's something called Operation Thaw, and it's been going on for the past year. The British public keep on getting these missives. Oh, Harry's not really a bad guy. He's doing this. He didn't really mean the British royal family was racist. He didn't really make the late Queen Elizabeth's last 2 years on Earth while she was battling with terminal cancer and absolute misery. And I'm sickened by it. But Meghan, it's happening. It's on. 2 developments on this over the past 24 hours. We learned that King Charles has now offered to hand Buckingham Palace to Prince Harry and Meghan Markle anytime they want it when they're in the UK. First visit could be as early as September. They would be the only members of the royal family at all. I mean, I don't consider Meghan a member of the royal family. I guess Harry is by blood, but they would be the only members of the royal family at all staying in Buckingham Palace, the symbolic heart of the royal family in the United Kingdom. I'm disgusted by that. And King Charles has also invited Harry and the family to spend time with him at Balmoral over summer. The one big, I guess, roadblock in all of this remains Prince William and Catherine, the Princess of Wales, who at this point are holding firm, refuse to meet with Prince Harry and Meghan Markle on the most recent visit to the country, are disgusted by the fact that they shared these private images, including at the grave of Princess Diana. But unfortunately, Meghan Markle is worming her way back. And you know, because we've covered this story for a long time, Meghan, she is only doing this because the money has run out. She has no love of this country. She hates us. She told Omid Scobie, that weird little propagandist, she was never going to come back to this country. And it's only because the Netflix money has run out, the Spotify money has run out, they're hated by Hollywood, they don't get invites to the Met Gala or to the Emmy Awards or the Oscars, that they want to worm their way back. And you know I struggle with this as a monarchist and a royalist, but unfortunately, Meghan, I think King Charles is making a huge mistake. And this departure of Sir Clive Alderton, I repeat, he's not a household name, but this is all about the mechanics of finding a way for Prince Harry to return to the royal fold. And he wants it. Harry wants it. The marriage is miserable. He wants to spend as much time away from that woman as humanly possible.
I mean, who could blame him, in all honesty? But
we don't want
this
him.
doesn't surprise me at all, because you're right.
Him, okay,
how do we get stuck with them? He's a Prince of England. You should have him. If anyone has to be stuck with him, it should be you. But you're right about the Netflix deal. That she tried to spin that second season of her stupid show as like it was a renewal, and it wasn't. And now, there's not a third season. She tried through, I'm sure, either her agents or Netflix to get herself an Emmy nomination, a daytime Emmy nomination, which she did. Dan, let me tell you something. When I was at NBC, I was hosting that third hour of the Today Show. It did not go well. I got an Emmy nomination for that show. Now, my show actually was good. It just wasn't popular. It's ridiculous. It is a nothing burger. It is meaningless. She, I'm sure, is convinced this is somehow her way back. It isn't. No one cares.
But Meghan, this wasn't a daytime show.
They've run out of money,
It
right?
wasn't a daytime show. What daytime shows have an $80 million budget and 100 staff members producing it? This was not a daytime show. It was a prime time, huge investment by Netflix, which they have now tried to repurpose as a daytime show in order to secure an Emmy nomination.
Yeah, and it's failed. They got no viewership, and Netflix, that's the reason they didn't renew any sort of a deal with them. And then, as you point out, Spotify, obviously, there's that famous quote with their top executive, one of them, Bill Simmons, right, wasn't it?
Simmons.
Calling them grifters. So, and she hasn't been able to land any sort of a paying job. Her company, as ever, is reportedly doing poorly. So, yes, they go back to the one source of fame and money that they know will work.
What makes this story interesting isn't simply that a senior royal aide is leaving. The bigger issue is what this could mean for the balance between family reconciliation and institutional caution. The transcript presents the departure as evidence that the palace may be changing its approach toward Harry and Meghan. But that conclusion hasn't been established as fact. What we can reasonably examine is the underlying tension. King Charles may want to rebuild a relationship with his son and grandchildren. But the monarchy has to think beyond one family relationship. Any decision involving Harry also raises questions about trust, privacy, public appearances, and whether old conflicts could return. And that's why the person replacing this aide could ultimately be more important than the person leaving. If the new approach becomes noticeably more welcoming toward Harry, that would be a meaningful development. But if the palace simply maintains strict boundaries, then this departure could turn out to be a normal change in the royal household rather than evidence of a Sussex comeback. So don't just watch who leaves. Watch who comes in, what access Harry receives, and whether that access remains private or eventually becomes public. Because that is where the real story could emerge.
Going on at the same time, Dan, you tell me. Because not only are all those things not going well, everything they touch turns to crap over here in America, but they're watching the heir. They're watching Prince William and Princess Catherine. Everything they touch turns to gold. Their star turn at, Wimbledon. You see them they're like, I don't want to be too over the top, but there's something like, ethereal about Princess Kate, and they're beloved. She nails everything. Her fashion is perfect, her class, and they're universally praised for their behavior, their choices, the way they interact with people. And I think these two over in Montecito can't stand it. And they're like, we want another chance. We can do it. Like, we can fold in, we can be like them. We can have the same sort of accolades that those two do.
You're completely right. But there is one other big factor I want to throw into the mix, Meghan, which a lot of people miss out on. You know who Prince Harry is more jealous of than anyone in the world? And this is twisted, but he's a twisted individual. It's not Prince William. It's not Catherine, the Princess of Wales. It's his nephew. It's Prince George, because he is the second in line to the throne. He replaced Harry in the line of succession. And Harry knows there is a window, because George just turned 13. He's about to start 13, at Eton.
Yeah. His
in
birthday's
September.
the day before my 13-year-old's.
Oh, wow. Wow, exact same age. You can see them grow up at the same time. That's quite sweet, isn't it?
Totally. Whenever I see Prince George, I'm like, and he actually has a pretty good resemblance to Thatcher, my third. So it's actually super fun to watch them age, because it's just a benchmark in time. Anyway, keep going.
No, that was like me, because I was pretty much identical age as Prince William. And he has 5 years. Harry knows that in 5 years' time, it is over for him, because at that point, Prince George steps out of school, becomes the most eligible bachelor in the world, the most famous member of the British royal family, and Harry knows there is a small and closing window in order for him to be able to capitalize on the remaining fame and popularity he has. Now, this is not a sort of theory. This is something that Harry has voiced to a number of allies and friends and biographers. So he knows that this window is closing. He knows he has 5 years. He also knows, Meghan, that if Prince William were to come to the throne tomorrow as King William, none of this opportunity for return would be there. So he's aware that there is a tight window, and it's a tight window for two reasons: that the health of King Charles, but also the rise of Prince George, because William and Catherine are very clear. They want Prince George to have a sheltered childhood. So even though we're going to see a little bit more of him the next 5 years, Meghan, one of the reasons that they chose to send him to Eton is because it's the poshest school in the country. It's where William attended, and it's protected, right? So it's in Windsor. They have massive police protection. I mean, one of my friends, actually, her son is there at the moment, so I know a little bit how it works at Eton. It is a very, very controlled place where even the parents, Meghan, don't get the opportunity to just go and visit their kids. Everything is organized and structured. So basically, for the next 5 years, we're only going to see Prince George in very small moments. Like William and Catherine are slowly introducing him. You might remember they took him and Charlotte to the final day of Wimbledon, but it's going to be gradual.
They stole the show.
And they did, didn't they? But we're not going to see a lot of him.
I noticed, Dan, they left little Louis at home.
Oh, yeah. He can't sit through a tennis match yet.
So, is this royal departure proof that Harry and Meghan are coming back? Not yet. The transcript gives us a compelling theory, but the strongest evidence will come from what happens next. Who replaces the departing Aide? Does the palace become more accommodating toward Harry? Does Harry receive more private access to his family? And most importantly, does that ever develop into an official role? Because there is a huge difference between being welcomed back into the family and being welcomed back into the institution. That distinction could determine everything. And if the palace really is preparing for a new chapter with Harry, the next appointment may be the first clue. So keep watching, because the person who walks through the palace doors next could tell us far more about Harry's future than the person who just walked out. Subscribe for more royal analysis, because this story may be only at the beginning.